Hello, so let's try to solve some practice problems. First one, let's match each equation to one of the graphs illustrated below. So the first one is y squared equals 8x. So if it's y squared, it means the parabola is either opening left or right. Since our p, so this is 8x, so since our p is positive, so it means the parabola is opening to the right. So this is A. Next, letter B, x squared equals negative 8y. So if we have x squared, that's a parabola that's opening up or down, and your P is negative. So therefore, it's a parabola opening downwards. So this is B. Next, C. So x squared equals 8y. It's the opposite of B. So therefore, this is C, the first one. And letter D, y squared is equal to negative 8x. So again, if you have a y squared, it's opening to the left or right, and our P is negative, so it's opening to the left, which is the opposite of A. So this is D. Okay, let's go to the next one. Graph y squared is equal to 24x and label the focus, directrix, and endpoints of the focal diameter. So let's see first the equation, which is y squared is equal to 24x. Therefore, the standard form that applies to the given equation is y squared is equal to 4px. So therefore, the axis of symmetry is the x-axis. So let's solve for our p. So 4p is equal to 24. So p is equal to 6. So since p is greater than 0, the parabola opens right. So if opens right, so it means our focus is at 6, 0. So let's see here. That's your F. And the directrix is the opposite direction of the focus, which is also P units from the vertex, and the vertex is at the origin. So this is our directrix. So x is equal to negative 6. So directrix equation is x is equal to negative 6. The endpoints of the focal diameter, so let's just graph that. Okay. So the focal diameter endpoints have the same coordinate at the focus, and the endpoints would be at plus or minus 2p. So from here, let's call this F1 endpoint and endpoint F2. So F1, F2 would be from 6 plus or minus, 2p, 12. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Graph x squared is equal to negative 6y and label the focus, directrix, and endpoints of the focal diameter. So this equation follows the standard form x squared is equal to, okay, let me erase this first. Okay, x squared is equal to 4py. So it means the axis of symmetry is at the y-axis. So let's solve for our p. So x squared is equal to negative 6y. So 4p is equal to negative 6. So solving for p, divide 4 on both sides. So p is equal to negative 6/4. Simplifying, so it's negative 3/2. So our focus will be at 0p or 0 and negative 3/2. And our directrix would be at y equals p. So the equation would be y is equal to positive 3/2, the opposite of p. And let's sketch the graph. So since we have x squared, so it means this is a parabola that opens upward or downward. And since our p is negative or less than 0, so this parabola opens downward with the vertex at the origin, 0, 0. Okay, let's plot. So this is our v vertex. Our focus at negative 0, negative 3/2. So let's say this. And directrix is here. So this is y equals 3/2. And then the endpoints of our focal diameter, which is this. So from the focus to the curve, that is equal to 2p. So for our endpoint of focal diameter, endpoints focal diameter would be at plus or minus 2p and p. And let's just substitute our p, which is, so we got our 2p is equal to 3 by substituting our p, which is negative 3/2. So cancel here, so you have 3. And therefore, this is the endpoints of the focal diameter, or this is also known as our latus rectum. Okay, next problem is writing the equation of a parabola in standard form given its focus and directrix. So let's start with this one. Write the equation of a parabola with focus -1/2, 0, and directrix at x is equal to 1/2. So the focus has the form of P0. So the equation will have the form y squared is equal to 4px. So we have the p, which is -1/2. Okay, so multiplying to our 4p. So that would be 4 times -1/2 is equal to -2. So substituting that to the standard form, so we have y squared is equal to 4px. So this is equal to y squared is equal to -2x. Okay, next problem. What is the equation for the parabola with a focus of 4, 0 and the origin as the vertex of the parabola? So this is a similar problem with the previous one. So the focus is in the form of P0. Therefore, the standard form follows this. Y squared is equal to 4px. So let's substitute, multiply 4p. So 4 times the p, 4, is equal to 16. Therefore, our equation would be y squared is equal to 16x.